Mm-hmm. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, creating anything choosing anything that invites in something larger, more mysterious, more practical. So if it's putting something next to your mat, if it's lighting a candle, so that you are prepared, like a cosmonaut, that you are going to go out into a space beyond what you've known. So yesterday we were talking about awareness, that a critical aspect of longevity is understanding the way in which we are understanding ourselves to age. That in the scientific method we know that when we have something in mind, that we will then seek to find the evidence to support it. I don't think that I'll get there on time. And so I look at all of the obstacles, all of the ways in which I'm going to be delayed. I think I'll get there on time, and suddenly I can say, oh, look at that parking place. So the things that I'm interested in, the things that hold my attention, the things that hold my intention, are the things that I tend to see and to validate. So really holding in mind, what is it, how is it that as I age, I'm moving from that base energy up, I'm connecting to something. I'm not here alone, not just in my life, that life is larger. Life is made of lives. And when we start from there, we can catch ourselves when we've been spinning. So that first Tibetan rite of spinning and then stopping, our lives can feel exactly like that spinning, right? And we get to the afternoon, or we get to a certain person in our world, and we are trying to find where is Lily Cake going to go this fall is just a carousel right now. It's going round and round. And so my opportunity is to know I am the one spinning, and the world around me is simply waiting. Love, we're here with you. Where are you going? So our second Tibetan is that, okay, now that I have made sense of myself, now that I know this awareness, now I can turn on the juice. Right? That Kundalini is an experience of energy at a different level. And we never want to reverse this. The second Tibetan is down in the navel, when we're lifting our feet and our head and our hands, and then we're opening out. And we're closing and we're opening and we're closing, and the center point of our body becomes very bright. And when we finish, it's just radiating. And so that which I have attention on is amplified. I put my prana where my attention is. If I were to turn on my prana and then spin myself around, I would activate uncertainty. And so the order of how we're moving through these simplest of processes is so important. So always start, I am here. What is it? What is it that I'm seeking? What is it that I'm paying attention to? How am I spinning myself off of an axis? And once I'm aware, once I am calm, once I am seeing my fingertips and bringing my drishti to a point, then I can activate. Because then I'm activating stability. So just keep those in mind. The reading this morning is from James Nestor's book called Breath. And this is chapter 4 called Exhale. And this is his introduction to the 5 Tibetans. And it's just a wonderful little story, and then we'll hop in and get going. Every morning at 9 o'clock, after Olson and I have finished our testing and split off for solo time, I roll out a mat on my living room floor and I work on becoming a little more immortal. The path to everlasting life involves a lot of stretching, back bends, neck bends, twirling, each one a holy and ancient practice that had been passed down in secrecy from one Buddhist monk to another for 2,500 years. Olson and I need this stretching. Even if we breathe through the nose 24 hours a day, it won't help much unless we've got the lung capacity to hold in that air. Just a few minutes of daily bending and breathing can expand lung capacity, and with that extra capacity, we expand our lives. The stretches, called the 5 Tibetan Rites, came to the Western world and to me by way of a writer, Peter Kelder. In the 1930s, Kelder was sitting on a park bench in Southern California when an elderly stranger struck up a conversation. The man, whom he called Colonel Bradford, had spent decades in India with the British Army. The colonel was old, all sloping shoulders, gray hair, wobbly legs, but he believed there was a cure for aging and that it was locked in a monastery in the Himalayas. The usual mystical stuff occurred up there. The sick became healthy, poor became rich, old became young. Kelder and the colonel stayed in touch and shared many conversations. And then one day the old man hobbled away, desperate to find his Shangri-La before he drew his last breath. 4 years passed until Kelder received a call from his building's doorman. The colonel was waiting downstairs. He looked 20 years younger, standing straight, his face vibrant and alive, his once balding head now covered in thick dark hair. He'd found the monastery, studied the manuscripts, and learned the restorative practices from the monks. He'd reversed aging through nothing more than stretching and breathing. Kelder described these techniques in a slim booklet, The Eye of Revelation, in 1939. Few people bothered to read it. Fewer believed it. Kelder's yarn was largely fabricated, or at minimum it was grossly exaggerated. However, the lung-expanding stretches he described are rooted in actual exercises that date back to 500 BCE. The Tibetans had used these methods for millennia to improve physical fitness, mental health, cardiovascular function, and of course, to extend life. So just have that in mind. Now we're ready. Now we turn it on. So moving, I am expanding my life force. I am spinning myself around, building stability, lighting my fire, expanding out to what I am capable of, believing that it is changing me, believing that it is substantiating who I am. Onto your mat. Palms together, heart high. Good. Rub your palms and tune in so that we are aware of, that we are asking of something beyond the beyond, as it says. Para. Inhale. Om Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists, shake it up. I had a thought as we were sitting there that we were like sitting at a table and someone comes and says, "Oh, are you ready to order?" You know, you're sitting, yes, I'm ordering the beyond the beyond. We're putting in our order for the day. Hands in, knees. So from hands and knees, tuck your chin, round your back, wag your tail, let the crown of your head be heavy. Let the hips move slightly side to side. And round and round. Hips moving side to side, crown of the head dropping down, broadening through the tops of the shoulders, wagging through the tail, navel rising up. And round and round. And looking to see, are my knees beneath my hips? Are my toes in line with my knees? Are my hands in line with my knees? And from there, drop your navel, lift your heart, open it up, and exhale round. In to open, out to round. And find your pace. And let it just start to move. Let your breath move a little more freely. Maybe it's a little noisy. Go in and out through the nose. Turn your left thumb to point forward. Turn your left fingers to point left, so that you can imagine that you were drawing your hands a little further apart and it's opening through the left side shoulder, left side chest. Work there, or turn the left fingers to point back toward the left knee. And open through the palm, the elbow, the chest, the shoulder. 3, 2. Good. Left fingers point forward, right fingers point right. Try to draw the hands apart. The movement comes higher in your spine. A little heat. Turn your right fingers back towards your right knee, if you will. And wherever you are, opening the forearm, opening the eye of the elbow, the shoulder, the collarbone, down to the kidney. 3, good, 2, 1. Turn it back forward. Circle your hips. Circle your head. So circle your hips and then allow the head and the shoulders to go where they will. Let that circle move through the ribs, the spine, the navel, the tail, the pelvis. It might get a little messy. It might get a little undone, sort of like our spinning. 3. Notice the direction that you're going in so that you can bring it to a coasted stop and reverse direction. And finding the circle in your hips, let there be a circle in the chest, let there be a circle in the head. Out through the arms, letting your elbows bend, anchoring the base of your thumbs into the floor, circling. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then drawing back. And drum your fingers to release your wrists and rock side to side. Hands and knees. Draw your right toes back. Tuck your left toes under. Take your left hand forward. So there's a tendency to fall apart. Press into your right hand. Draw your navel up. Draw your elbow to your knee and then extend. So exhale in and inhale, open. 2, 1. Good. Change it up. Right hand, left toes. Tuck your chin. And as you bring your elbow to your knee, your navel goes up into your body. Keep that as you extend so you don't collapse. And then we'll alternate. Right hand down, left hand out. Inhale, exhale, in, change, in, out, in, change, in, out, in, change. Inhale, exhale, inhale, change. 4 more. become very stable. Good. And just the right knee and back to your shoulder and back. So it's coming a little higher. And draw your right foot behind you and to the left. So it's starting to cross. Bring your knee towards your shoulder. Bring your ear towards your knee. And find the sides of your body. Open, close, open. 3, 2, 1. Good. Step your right foot wide to the floor. Put your right foot flat to the floor so that you're stretching through the outer edge of the leg. Come onto your fingertips. Come onto your toe tip behind you and then fold towards child. There's your exhale. Rise up. Keep on your fingertips. Little wag of the tail and fold back. So stay with the whole right foot flat, flat, flat to the floor. And go one more time. All the way back and back and back. And now side to side. And you'll feel the outer foot. You'll feel the inner thigh, the inner hip. As you come up, you'll step your right foot up outside of your right hand. Block under your left hand. And then the right hand on the right thigh. And help that thigh move towards 2 o'clock. And a little forward and a little back. And a little forward and a little back. Letting the pelvis rise and fall. Broadening through the chest. Lengthening through the navel. One more. And then opening your right hand high. Turn your palm to the front. Open and close the right hand fist. And pause. Letting your right heel help your hips forward. The chest broad. And set it down. Step back. And child's pose and rock from side to side. So feet flatten. And side and side and side and side. Get a little loose. Get a little sloppy, like you were sloshing a liquid back and forth in a bowl. So that when we return to hands and knees, tuck the right toe, draw the left knee to the shoulder, and back, up, and back. So start in a straight line. But because the Tibetan rites are so linear, forward and back, the last 4 anyway, we really want to find the sides before we get going. So cross to the right side, left knee up, left ear towards your left knee. As your foot goes back to the right, tip your right ear towards your right heel so that you're flexing the spine side to side. These are your obliques. These are the erector spinae of your spine. One more. And step your left foot up in line with your left hip, left foot flat. Right toes tucked under, fingertips just ahead of you. So float. And now draw back and down. Rising up, wag the tail, and then draw back. So we're opening a little more through the chest, the shoulders, rise up so that we are ready for what these rites ask of us. Today we'll do 11 repetitions. A little side to side, keeping the left outer foot to the floor. Rise up and step your left foot outside of your left hand. Bring the block underneath your right hand. And the left hand to the left thigh, coaxing the left thigh forward and towards 10 o'clock. A little forward and a little back. And we're simply coming into the body. Opening. Allowing the hips to come a little forward. The ribs to broaden out to the right and to the left. The heart to come high. And then adding the left hand high. and exploring where the breath can go. Open and close the left hand fist to open the left arm, all the way down the channel from the hands to the heart, from the heart to the hips. 2. Good, and set it down. Set your block on either side of the mat so that they're there for you as you need them. And down dog. Wag the tail. So start out by walking the feet side to side. Walk the feet. Walk the feet. Good. And then with the knees softly bent, widen your feet and let the hips move side to side. Big sway. So again, the sides of the spine opening. Extend down into the thumbs and up into the hips. 3, 2. Excellent. Walk your feet to your hands and sit down. Heels go out. Hands are up. So I'm balanced. And as I turn my body, my upper chest to the right, I take my right elbow back. Center. Left elbow back. Center. And as you go back, you start to draw the chest back, keeping the heart high. So we're getting a little bit of a turn. You're light in your feet, you're strong through the navel. So in these movements, we're opening the joints and we're creating a strength in the center of the body so that we can move ourselves forward and back, up and down. Good. At the center, you roll back. Feet to the floor, fingertips point to the ceiling. If you need to, lift your feet. Feel how this goes. Drop your feet to roll yourself up. And now sweep the right hand up, open. And then back to the front. Roll back. Lift your feet. Drop your feet to lift your chest. Left hand turns. So now let the turn get bigger, higher in the body. So you may use your legs to roll you up. Or keep your feet to the floor. Try it out. Rolling back. As you roll up, open the left side. Maybe you extend the legs as you lie back. Maybe you keep the legs extended. Roll up, zip your feet together, and turn right. Open your feet as you lie back. Roll yourself up, zip it together, roll left. So now you're going through the whole spine, revolving from the navel. All of these are creating a response in the body, opening pockets of mobility so that when we are surprised or have to move suddenly, it's accessible. It's not unknown territory. Pause back, open your palms and shake out your feet and shake out your knees. Good. Draw your knees to your chest, a little bit side to side. So the left hand holds your right knee, the left leg goes long, the right hand goes overhead. Opposite hand to opposite knee, and drop across to the left. Just a little twist. And then change. So we're going to take the twist down now. As the shoulders stay a little steady, we let the hips move. Twisting through the spine, twisting through the waist. And then we'll do our moon salutes and we'll come into that little lunging practice so that we can get up and down without using our hands. There really is a measure of the youth, the vitality in the body, in the motion. And we'll add on a little balance today. So that's why if we want to balance, we need to be able to turn through the spine, make adjustments, not just front, back, but left, right. So the more that you do this sort of little twist, the more access your body has to balance itself. 3, 2, excellent. Last time. And roll yourself all the way up and over, and we'll come into our moon salutes and just smooth it all out. Child's pose. And like a glass that's been stirred, let it settle. 3. As it settles, get a little longer through the arms, the hands, the back of the neck, the hips. 2. Smooth it out. Draw your hands back towards your heels, lift up high, inhale up, and sweep back down. Draw through. A little up and a little down. Let your thighs widen. Roll on the low abdomen. Roll through the spine and down dog. Wag the tail. And like a penny settling, the wagging gets smaller. And so we step the right foot up. And the left knee down, hands high. And to the floor. Step up. Sit down, rise tall. And fold back. Right foot. Right knee. Hands down. Down dog. Take a breath, pause, right hand, right hip, right heel. High plank to the floor. Inhale up. One time to the floor. In and up. Child's pose. A breath. Draw back, rise up, fold down, draw through, inhale, cobra, rock for 3, firm the legs, 2, 1 more, down dog, press back. And now, just like we'd been spinning, pause. Little wag of the tail. Find your way in. And then slowly that wag quiets. Left foot. Right knee. Open it up. Hold down. Step up. Sweep wide, sit down, hands high. And fold. There is no haste in your body. Lunge left. Left knee down. Up. And down. Down dog. And be still. Aware of the left palm, left thumb. Outer left shoulder wraps in. Left hip high, left heel low. High plank. Bring it down. 1 cobra. And child. So we begin to realize that even in our movements there can be stillness. Draw back. Here we go. Put it together. Your pace. And up and down. Draw through. Down dog. Right foot. Left knee. And up. And down. Step up, float, and unfold. And fold. Knees bend. Now float your right foot back. And knee down. And hands high. To fold. And back. And a breath. Notice. High plank. To the floor. Breathing in and out. Child. Draw back. Hands high. And child. Coming through. Cobra. Down dog. Left foot. Float. Right knee. Hands up. And down. Float your right foot up. And widen. And fold. Float your left foot back. Left knee down. And up. And fold. Down dog. High plank. To the floor. To cobra. To child. To pause. Side to side. That there's a quiet, there's a steadiness, that your movements can create steadiness, that movement doesn't have to create upheaval. Hands, knees. So let's use that float. Let's use the float that we made, down dog. Remember from yesterday, right foot steps outside of the right hand. Turn your right toes out to the right. There's your lunge. Reach your right hand out to the right and float your left knee to your chest and sit down. Reach out to the right, float your left foot back. Hand down, down dog. Left foot outside of the left hand. Float. Good, left hand out, right knee in, sit down. Lean forward, lift up through the navel and extend back. And hand down and down dog. See if you can move from very deep inside the belly, the fire, the home, the ability. Ready? Right foot steps up. Turn the right toes out, reach right, and float up. Sit down. Lift the hips, float back. Hand down, down dog. Yes. Left foot up, turn it to the left. Left hand, reach, float up, and sit down. Lift your hips, float back, and hand down. Good. This time we're going one more. Right foot up, turn it right, reach right, float up, sit down. Lift your hips, float left, and hand down, down dog. Last one. Left foot steps up, turn it left, reach left, float up, sit down. Lift up, float back, hand down. 3. Bend your knees, lift your heels. Pull your knees towards your armpits. Drop your head, wrap your outer shoulders back. And then you could bob your knees and bob your hips and lengthen your spine. If you have a blanket, it's important to put it down underneath your knees right here, so that I have this kneeling pose. We're going to take that a little bit further today. A little bit of balance, because the balance is what calms the mind in the fire. So I'm setting this here, and then I'm going to put my hands down, find my dog, and I know that when I put my knee down, I'll be there. Step your right foot up, notice where you are, left foot steps up, stand tall. So we start standing, but we know the measure of that blanket. We'll start with the left foot stepping back to a lunge. Ready? Float it. And back. There's balance. Left knee to the blanket. A little forward, a little back. Hands can be high or hands can be wide, because bring your body back. Weight into the left knee so that I can lift my toes And then my right foot. Hadaba, bring it wide and kneel. Hands up high and go a little left. Open the whole right side. Bring your right elbow down and go one more time. Reach up. Open the right side. Now left hand goes left, right hand goes forward. To lift your right knee, to open it wide. Bring it up. Slow, 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 slow. Set it down. Lean forward, lift off. Step up. Good. So lunging, hands forward, this time right foot back. Right knee down. Hands up high, go a little to the right. Open the left side body. And then arms wide. Lift your toes on the left foot until you can lift your heel of the left foot. Widen your knee, widen your knee, widen your knee. And then left knee down. Hands up high, go a little to the right. Bring your left elbow down. Go up, go right. And then hands wide. Okay, ready? Left hand forward. Lift your left knee just off the floor. Bring your left knee wide. And then up and around. Slow, 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 slow. Foot to the floor. 2 hands forward. Lift your knee. Step up tall. You ready? Awesome. Okay, hands. Right foot lunge. Step back. Right knee down. Hands wide. Lean back. Lift your heel. Bring it wide. Bring it down. Good. Right knee up. Right knee wide. Right knee around. Lean forward. Lift up. Step up. Lunging, left foot back, float. Float, knee down. Hands wide, lean back, lift your heel, lift your knee, wrap it around. Knee down. Lean to the right, lift your left knee, knee wide. Knee up and forward. Lift off. Stand. Your brain was working so hard, and that's fantastic as an adult. Shake it out, stand tall, we are ready. Hands go wide to the Tibetans. 11 repetitions, I'm going to be quietish today. Look right, turn right. 1, 2, 3. Slow down if it's too much. 8. You're in control. 9. 10. Now when you pause, plant your feet, gather your hands, look at your fingertips. The world is not spinning. I chose to spin. Deepen your breathing. 1 more. And down. Knees bend, seat to the floor, hands wide. Lift your feet. Feet together, knees together as you can. Lift your head, shoulders, that's 1. Right? Toes down, hands open. 2. Or extend your legs. 3. Hands widen, feet down. Here we go. Find the movement that serves you, that keeps your low back safe. 4. 5. 7, 8. One more. Feet to the floor, hands open, legs go long if the low back allows. 3 breaths into the radiance of your navel. Soften the abdomen, soften the abdomen, soften the body. Stabilize your light in your stillness. Knees to chest, we're going to roll it up to kneel. So using your pad, your blanket, from the navel, we're lifting and opening. We made this charge of light and then we bring it higher up. Hands to the hips to start. Tuck of the chin is exhale. Lift of the chin is inhale. Gently, just an exploration of the whole front of the thigh, the front of the pelvis, up underneath the very edge of your jaw. Work there, or hands to the backs of the legs. Six. One more. Good. Hips to the heels, pause. If you need to, sit on a block, or as you like, fold forward. The block may be in front of you, or cross your palms, rest your head. Breathing in, my body opens. Breathing out, I smile. Little wag of the tail, little wag of the shoulders. I'm just going to open the shoulders for a little sec. There were some questions about that. Widen your hands beyond the mat. And lean a little left, stretching to the right. So that's the right shoulder, right bicep, and then the left. I'm just going to move a little bit side to side. Opening through the chest, through the collarbone. Turn your gaze to your elbow, turn your chin to your elbow. Feeling how the arm and the chest and the back can open. One more each side. Better. As you come to a seat, Dandasana, staff pose, legs are out. Add the blocks today just as a variation so that you have them if you know that it works or it doesn't. So what can happen when we're coming forward and then when we come back, this is the navel needs to draw up into the body to bring the hips back and down, right? So we want this to be very high, but given the different proportions of arms and spines, my spine is really long compared to my arms. So having blocks beside me, I press in, and now when I come forward, it's less of a strain on my shoulders. To inhale up and exhale down. As you drop your feet flat, it draws your hips forward. Inhale forward. And exhale down. 3. Three more. One more. And sit tall. Set your blocks aside, hands on thighs, or the other option, walk your feet in, wrap your arms, and hold an opposite wrist as you round the back. As you close your eyes and deepen your breathing, notice that the breath might be a bit bumpy, kind of gravelly, rough. And by softening the very armor of your body, see if you can soften your body and feel that smooth out your breathing. Your breathing reflects what you're holding in the mind and in the body. And hands and knees. Option 1 is child. Rock forward, bring the hips to the floor, the heart up. Press back. This is inhale. And this is exhale. Option 2, tuck of the toes. Coming forward, the hips come through. And the knees bend into dog. Inhale forward. And exhale. Exhale at the front. Have it. Inhale floats you back. Exhale draws you forward. 3. One more. Down dog. Option 1, walk your feet to your hands for Shavasana. Option 2, build your seat, sit tall. Legs crossed, heart high. Again, as you breathe, you notice how the breath may be large or rough, like great waves. And you meet that and you provide for yourself, and the deepening of your breathing sits you up tall. And we'll do 2 minutes, the breath of fire, which is the flutter of the diaphragm, as though you were whispering ha. Same breath, close your mouth, out your nose. heart high, chin lightly in. And with this breath, it's as though you were clearing out everything you had unearthed. A filter, a filtration, a clarification of your energy. Keep it going and we'll go. Three, two, inhale. And exhale. So the right fingers, first two fingers folding down. Take the tip of your right thumb and close just above the flare of your nostril so that you can breathe in through the left side. 2, 3, 4. Close the left side with your fourth fingertip and pause. Lift the thumb out right. 2, 3, 4. And pause. Close both. In right. 2, 3, 4. Close both. Heart up, chin in. 3, 4. Out left. 2, 3, 4. Hold both. 2, 3, 4. Let go. Breathe in naturally. Out naturally. Again, in and out, smoothing the body, the experience of the body, the experience of the breath. You are greater, vaster than you know. There are reserves within you you've never touched. And again, another round starts with breath of fire. We'll just go 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Close the right. Breathe in left. 2, 3, 4. Close left. Hold full. 2, 3, 4. Out right. 2, 3, 4. Hold both. 2, 3, 4. In right. Pause both. Out left. Pause both. Stay empty. Release. 2 natural breaths. You're building prana. And you're building the capacity to navigate that larger flow of energy. Last, breath of fire, 30 seconds. Three, 2, 1. close right, breathe in left, 2, 3, 4, pause both full, heart up, chin in, 2, 3, out right, 2, 3, 4, pause both, 2, 3, 4, in right, pause both, heart up, chin in, tall, 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 out left, pause both, release natural breath. Allowing the breathing to direct you. Where does it need to go? How does it need to go? You have awakened a quality of intelligence in your body, strength in your body, freedom in your body. So what if you surrendered to that, to give over to it, to let it take charge? How does your posture change? How does your expression change? How does your attitude change? Be changed, loves. Be guided. And we pause 1 minute right here, just allowing it to shift us. Soften the arms, soften the heart. How does it feel in that shift? How does the body change as you surrender? Show me. I am ready. Stay longer as you will, or sweep wide and gather it in. Palms together, bringing it down to the center of the forehead. I am this, right here, cosmic and personal and human. Breathe in. Satnam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. A little juicier today. Feel it out as you walk around. Use it well. We'll keep building it. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the third Tibetan, the kneeling, the heart up, the sensation of expansion. So if we build awareness out of that spin, we know who we are and what we're doing, and it won't overwhelm us, then we can add the fire of today. And out of that fire, we can expand without being afraid of it burning our lives down, but knowing it's a part of who we are, to be a little brighter, to be elevated, to evolve ourselves. And then on Thursday, we'll stabilize it so that on Friday it can move. So good. Let me know if you have questions. Hop off if you need to go. The replay will be posted up. on the front page of my website, which is currently the only page that's working. Bev, good morning.